And I think the thing that has gotten me, and I'll say it, depressed, is the fact that they were tired in the second quarter. In the second quarter, I saw LeBron James looking spent.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Uncut Hoops. Me reacting to why LeBron James will never be the GOAT, 2014 edition. If you didn't watch the first video, please watch that one. It came out yesterday, and that one covers game 1 through game. Was a game. I think the first 3 games or the first 4 games. First 3 games, and so we're about to head into game 4 of the NBA Finals here. And let's continue to break it down, guys. No need for a long intro. We're continuing yesterday's video, so let's just rock. Guys, like the video if you could. Hype the video if you could. It helps out a lot. Shout out to members. What's up, you guys? And last but not least, the link to the original video from Uncut is in the description of this video you're watching right now. Guys, let's do it. Part 2.
If you look at LeBron's finals career right here, having these bizarre dud finals games happens pretty frequently.
Right out of the gate. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we're in game 4 now.
If you want to ask the question, why were Jordan's Bulls undefeated? Why did LeBron's team struggle in the finals? That right there is a big time reason.
Yeah, I mean, like it was covered in the first video or in yesterday's, the worst Jordan performance in a single game was 22 points. And LeBron did that, like 7 times already at this point? He's in his, 5th NBA Finals, and he's done it so many times, he just collapses.
MJ on the biggest stage was super consistent.
Poops his pants.
LeBron James, has had some great final series. But if you're talking upper echelon consistency, Michael Jordan is something on another tier compared to LeBron James.
He ain't lying.
And looking back at the Spurs vs. Heat Game 4 in South Beach,
great movie.
This game for the Heat was in fact do or die. As you go down 3-1, the series is effectively over. And look at this Heat team in the Big 3 era. They hadn't lost back-to-back home games in the postseason in nearly 3 years. So Game 4, a do or die game for the Heat. If you're a betting man, you say Miami pulls it off, ties it 2-2. But look at the first quarter from LeBron James, more of the same. As defensively, just gotta say it, he was playing losing basketball.
Chalmers looking to get going. Layup, misses, rebound. Tip, Diaw has it. A lot of talk last couple of days about Chalmers' struggles.
Yeah, some things don't change.
Leonard, beautiful feed to Duncan. Marker again gets in the paint. Diaw does the same.
Yep.
Marker wide open.
This is exactly why, like I said in yesterday's video, that Tony Allen straight up said that they target whatever end LeBron James is playing defense on. They target that side because that's the gap in the defense is LeBron James. Don't get mad at me. Tony Allen's one of the greatest defenders of all time. He said it, not me.
Playoffs. Despite being the oldest at 38. Green, another three-pointer. James lost it off the dribble. Leonard, good quick pass ahead to Mills. Battier in pursuit, but Patty Mills too quick.
That right there from LeBron James in the first quarter of a do-or-die game, must-win game, was absolutely pathetic.
Great ball movement, man. Those Spurs.
Defensive plays on his stat sheet really do not show up. Subpar pick-and-roll coverage, lackluster effort, letting guys beat you off the dribble numerous times,
just standing still on defense like we just watched there. I wish this kind of stuff could show up on a stat sheet. Like, I really wish it could. Because people don't watch anymore with their eyes. They watch by looking at numbers. Everyone's a statistician or whatever the hell it's called these days. No one's a fan of the sport anymore.
Shooters, stuff like that in an NBA Finals game is crucial.
I think if you're Miami, if you looked at both of these teams to start this ball game, you would guess that the Spurs was down 2-1, the way that they're battling and competing. And if you're Miami, you've got to find a way to get the spark in this building.
Well said, Mark. First step.
Building.
Hold on. Okay. Wait, what's going on here? Okay. Sorry, my rewind and oh, it is working. Okay, my bad. It wasn't working a second ago. I'm just looking at the footwork. All right. Oh, that's it. So he should have planted right here. Okay, watch. His left is planted now. Right there, he should have planted the right, and he would have been in perfect position. But instead, he keeps moving. Look at his left. Look at that. That one gap, because these are pros, that one gap, he kept moving to the left. He couldn't stop his momentum. Kawhi punished him right there. That's all it took. This happens a lot with him.
Leonard, the drive, and finish.
Need up Miami.
Like the same thing that I criticize him on offense for traveling all the time because he always shuffles his feet. He's doing that on defense too. He doesn't plant very well.
More passion right here, Mike. A lot more passion.
Pass to Bosch, a turnover. That's number 6.
All right, let me give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see.
A lot more passion.
No, that's a terrible pass. What's he gonna do right under the basket? He was in scoring position right where he is. That's a terrible pass. He's exactly where he should be. Not under the basket. What's he going to do? Get blocked by the rim? Terrible pass.
A turnover, that's number 6.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, you guys.
And when you're talking about passion, it starts with your best players.
Try to be fair.
And looking at LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, they've got to be much better. And they've got to play with more passion on both sides of the basketball.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
20 in the first half of a finals game.
But San Antonio's defense has been much, much better.
Mills, not that time.
Oh!
Follow. Kawhi Leonard throws it down, and it's a 22-point game.
You got to put a body on your guy, man. Can't just freaking stand there.
LeBron's overall play this game, looking at the stat sheet, where he really padded his numbers.
Do you imagine somebody guarding, like if LeBron had to guard Michael Jordan and he just kind of stood around? Are you kidding me? Jordan would attack the basket every time, just like we saw Kawhi do. Even though that was a putback, he'd be doing those too, because Jordan did that all the time too.
They didn't look more impressive than they actually were, was in the third quarter. As LeBron in the third quarter had 19 points on 7 of 10 shooting.
All right, he turned it up.
That right there, just in a vacuum, is a phenomenal quarter. But looking at the stats, a day late and $1 short.
Yeah.
The Miami at this point was already down by 20. And look at LeBron's 7 baskets in that third quarter. The first one, down by 19. The second one, down by 19. Third one, down by 19. Fourth, down by 17. Then down by 24, 24, and 24.
Shoot.
Look at LeBron's
So yeah, zero momentum.
overall numbers. The impact on winning was minimal at best.
Yeah.
And what do you go back to? That first quarter, first half, LeBron.
He was. It's a 20+ point blowout, and he's just keeping them there.
James being absolutely anemic. When LeBron turned on in this game, it was simply too late. But looking at the stat sheet, you wouldn't know that. But watching the games, it's very, very apparent.
Mm-hmm.
The Miami Heat got beat down last night. They've been beat down the last 2 games in Miami. And I think the thing that has gotten me, and I'll say it, depressed, is the fact that they were tired in the second quarter. In the second quarter, I saw LeBron James looking spent. The rest of the team looked tired. And it wasn't because they were
Man,
old,
can you make a layup?
looked tired. And
What else do you need? Come on. He's got all that space from Kawhi right at the rim. How does he miss all these? Come on.
because they were older and older than San Antonio and that was it. No, Greg Popovich went like this. Patty Mills, Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. And it didn't matter what the Miami Heat did. Popovich insisted that they pushed the tempo. And because of it, Miami literally looked like a team starving for an oxygen mask.
Wow.
Now, for this series now being 3-1, basically over, ask the question, why did he lose this series?
Oh.
Where did it go wrong? If I had to pinpoint a stretch where it went wrong, I think it's
What's he crying about now?
Game 3 post the first quarter in the first half of Game 4.
He's yelling at his teammates?
As long as 5
He looked like he was crying, so I don't know.
In total, LeBron's overall output was piss poor. As in total, 17 points, 9 turnovers, 315 shooting, and 2 of 5 from deep. His plus minus with an absurd minus 20, the lowest any starter on either side.
It's why we say he can help his team by getting out of their damn way. Look at this. Stop hurting your team.
Again, look at LeBron in Game 4 and Game 3. He's Dr. Jekyll versus Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
One quarter, nearly 20 points, on fire, going berserk. Then the next quarter, he's anemic, has about 3 points, and looks like 21 LeBron James versus the Dallas Mavericks.
I thought Kawhi really bugged LeBron, and LeBron looked a little 2011 finals-ish, the way he was kind of reacting to some of the defenses there.
Oh, what are you doing? Go straight up. Whoa. Look at this play, you guys. Okay. He's planted right under the basket. Anybody else, even 3 inches shorter than him, you go straight up, 2-hand dunk. Nobody can stop you. But look at it. He's foul baiting. He's going for the foul. He could have just had 2 easy points right there, and maybe an and one.
But the big picture thought...
Yeah, he's crapping his pants. This is 2011 all over again.
Just feel this is starting to remind me of the 2004 finals where Detroit won Game 1, the Lakers won Game 2 in a dramatic way, and we're like, oh, they're fine. They got Shaq and Kobe. They'll be the Lakers. Game 3, San Antonio dominates. They're dominating this one. And if you remember 2004, Detroit's defense just took over, turned that finals around. It's starting to feel like that's happening here with the San Antonio offense.
Again, looking at that 5-quarter stretch, post the first quarter of Game 3 and the first half of Game 4, that for the Heat team, the series was lost, and they let go of the road. If LeBron in those quarters actually showed up, was more consistent, this series could be 2-2 going back to San Antonio. Due to LeBron's play or lack thereof, they're down 3-1 on the verge of getting smoked. And look at the first quarter of Game 5. Here's one telltale sign LeBron James did in fact cost the Heat in Game 4. LeBron in the first quarter of Game 5, the mentality flipped just like that. As in the first quarter, 17 points on 5 of 7 shooting. LeBron once again had one of those quarters where he's playing 10 out of 10 basketball. That for this series is one thing you gotta give LeBron credit for. Yes, had some quarters where he faded away with 2011 LeBron James. But other quarters, he was on fire, carrying the Heat. And look at Miami this game, early on, up 18-5, and they were rolling. Now, like we saw over and over again, when LeBron goes berserk in one quarter, the next quarter is pretty lackluster.
Yeah.
This game, the script didn't change. As LeBron in the second quarter had 3 points.
And he still to this day has really good first quarters often. And then people think, yeah, that's good. But if you're going to get 20 out of your 25 points in the first quarter, and I know that's an exaggeration, sometimes it's actually pretty accurate. But if you're going to get the majority of your points in the first quarter, that's not good for our team. You know, we got to close out games, especially in the playoffs and in the finals. You need closers, you know, but he has surrounded himself with closers his whole career because of this. Because the problem is that he just doesn't get out of the way in the fourth quarter because let the closers close, and that's where he has a problem with his ego. He
1
can't
of
get
5
out of the
shooting,
way.
and the Heat were now down by 7 points.
Splitter isolated. James steps back.
Clank.
In the finals, he's averaged 27.5 per game. He shot 60%, but he also has more turnovers than assists, and his defense, like the rest of his team, has not been the usual Miami Heat defense.
And he understands. He's got to be better. It's not look around.
Cross-court pass. Come on, man. We learned that in the YMCA. Don't do that.
Whose fault is it? No, you're the best player on the planet. You've got to be better.
4 to shoot. Fights over another screen. James picked up by Duncan. Drive and misses.
Can't
And
finish.
Leonard up on him. Lewis sets a good screen. James drives. Can't finish. Leonard the rebound.
Immediately looks at the ref. So, yeah, these habits have been in there for a long time. Every time you miss a shot, you look at the ref.
Bang! Greg Popovich starting Diaz, starting in Game 3. James.
You know, I thought LeBron did his A+ game in the first quarter. That was everything he had in the tank. San Antonio withstood it, And then he ran out of gas in the second quarter. I think they missed their shot.
If you watch the first
How are you going to run out of gas after the first quarter?
Game 5, look at LeBron James.
For real. 25% through the game. How are you going to run max out already? It's a marathon.
LeBron James at his absolute best. And what you're envisioning is a 98 Jordan scenario where he puts a team on his back and carries them to victory.
Yep, especially. He did the opposite. Now, Michael Jordan usually had a slow start in the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter is when he took over. Because in an ideal situation, if basically he got the entire team involved and they're winning, then he doesn't have to take over in the fourth. You know what I mean? He's that guy on reserve. LeBron is the exact mirror opposite. It's so crazy.
Was channeling 98 Jordan. But looking the second, third, especially fourth quarter, this guy's energy, just effort, fell off a cliff. You want to call it fatigue, wear and tear, I don't know what you call it. But look at LeBron post that first quarter. I mean, something definitely happened. I was being very, very cynical. I saw LeBron post the first quarter, did in fact quit, and gave up on the Heat in this series.
Big picture, LeBron James, he lacks all-time great intangibles. He's got all-time great talent, but when it is time to show killer will, I don't see killer will. I didn't see killer will last night.
Yeah.
Second quarter or third quarter.
I mean, same old criticism about LeBron right there. Classic.
His intangibles are lacking on the highest level. The Larry Bird magic.
I said, when you look at Jordan, he's in another stratosphere. When you look at Kobe and the kind of career he's had, to me, he's in another stratosphere in terms of that killer instinct.
For this 2014 Finals Series 15 years later, look at LeBron's overall play versus his stats. They tell 2 completely different stories. As again, look at LeBron's numbers when he got them when they came. The majority of times in garbage time or in the first quarter off rip.
Absolutely.
Game 3 and Game 5.
Yeah. I mean, this is Game 3 he's showing here, but yeah, this is not your shot, LeBron.
Almost the exact
it went in, but that's not his shot. Like, I don't want to see him bombing all these threes.
same script. LeBron in the first quarter.
You got Ray Allen, you got Rashard Lewis on your team. You should not be the guy shooting threes.
Comes out blazing.
You got D Wade averaging over 50% or whatever. It was 40-something percent from 3 this series. Yeah, you were like the last guy who should be shooting threes here.
Quarter tails off. The third quarter is in the background. And the fourth quarter, you don't know where he went. That for LeBron this series was his biggest problem. He rarely ever had a solid quarter, or he's just average LeBron James. He's either great all-time level,
Easy call.
or in the basement playing piss poor. That in this series was the big-time difference maker. LeBron James was super, super inconsistent when the games were actually within reach. Long story short, 2014 Finals, the stats definitely lie. Is it as bad as 2011? Of course not. Nothing is. But looking at this series, LeBron's hands aren't squeaky clean. He's not absolved of all the blame. And here's one thing you gotta add in there. When a team's going for a three-peat, what it takes is an all-time performance from a superstar player to reach another level.
Yep.
For example...
I mean, he did it in 93. He carried the team, and he did it in 98. Again, everyone is exhausted. It's up to you as the leader to rise up.
Hit 98 Jordan, putting the team on his back. That, to me personally, one of the greatest carry jobs of all time. As a Bulls supporting cast, what they gave him was 54.5 points per game with the Jazz in the finals. LeBron's supporting cast this series, and he outscored that Bulls team by 10 points per game.
I mean, if LeBron came out here in 2014 and averaged 41 points a game like Jordan did in 93, and they still lost, the narrative would be completely different. That would be the real story of, okay, LeBron does need more help because look at everything he's doing. Unfortunately, that's not the truth. That's just not how it worked out.
And break it down even further. Look at Michael Jordan 98, points responsible for. For his Bulls team, 38.0, one of the highest marks in finals history. LeBron for the Heat, only at 30.8. For Michael Jordan 98, the offensive burden he was carrying was immense, one of the biggest burdens of all time. LeBron 2014.
And that's funny because of how much LeBron holds the ball, like how much of the clock each possession he holds the ball, yet he still accounted for less positive activity on the offensive end than Jordan, who plays off the ball and traditionally catches the ball in the post and then makes a move.
Was carrying a burden, but unlike Jordan, couldn't be all-time great to get the Heat over the hump. If you want to look at sidekick players, Jordan's wingman, LeBron's wingman, Pip in 98 wasn't just old, his back was breaking down.
Yep.
As Pip that series, 15.7 points a game, 41% shooting, and from deep, couldn't hit anything.
I know, in that game 6, he was basically just out there as a decoy. I've watched that game so many times, that game 6 in 98 finals. Pippen, he could barely move. His back was gone. And good thing Jordan won. Jordan figured out a way to pull it off because Pippen said he probably wasn't going to be able to play game 7. And I believe him. If his back was locked up like that, he probably couldn't really move well for a week.
Pippen to close that series was in his last legs. And what did Jordan do? Get him to the finish line and complete the three-peat the second time in 8 years.
Put him away, MJ.
That right there is the big time difference. When Jordan's supporting cast faltered, they were injured, they were quote-unquote washed, he still got the job done, got the Bulls over the finish line. LeBron in that scenario as defending champions rarely, if ever, did that. As looking at his record as defending champion, he's an abysmal 1-3. Mike is a perfect 4-0.
I'm undefeated, never lost.
If you're going to compare the LeBron legacy versus the Jordan legacy, here's one big time difference. When Mike got to the finals, he seemed invincible. LeBron in the finals no doubt felt beatable, because numerous times he had faltered and fallen woefully short. And look at the 2014 finals, the overall point differential. To this day in league history, the biggest gap all time from the winner versus the loser.
Really?
In Miami, the series was an abysmal -70.
Really? And then guess who owns another top 4 spot? Mr. LeBron James. Wow, man. When you lose, you lose.
Looking at the most lopsided finals ever, the top 4, LeBron not once but twice
Not
is
one.
on that list.
And then the other 2 are from the 60s. So the other 2 are over 60 years old. LeBron's got the only 2 in the modern era. Wow.
2014 Heat, but also the 2018 Caps.
Quitter.
Those 2 series combined, LeBron James had a 1-8 record and was a -130.
You
Now, to put this into perspective even more so, look at the Spurs' path to finals, their path to championship. If you rank those series by margin of victory from highest to lowest, the Spurs versus the Heat won by an average of 14 points per game. Versus Portland in the second round, a 5th seed, only 13.4. Versus OKC, the West Finals, 10.5. Versus the Dallas Mavericks, only 2 points per game. That right there, what does it show you? Yes, the Heat got blown out and destroyed. It was an embarrassing showing. More so than that, it shows the Spurs in the Western Conference had a much harder time in each of the previous 3 series.
Yeah.
Again, the 2014 East was absolutely pathetic. And LeBron in the series, the majority of stats in garbage
It's
time.
so funny. It's pathetic. Yeah. It's pathetic because 3 of the top dogs in the East are on one team now because of this whole debacle.
The game was already decided.
But then game 3, when his team really needed him, he got off to the sensational start, you recall, in game 3. Then he went strangely quiet and passive the last 3 quarters of that game. Scored only 8 points with 7 turnovers in the last 3 quarters. And I'm thinking, where are you, LeBron? Game 4, which is pivotal.
It's like it's happening again. You see it in his face. He's like, damn it. I'm doing it again.
Basically do or die at home, your house. The whole first half, strangely quiet and passive. I couldn't figure it out. I'm thinking, thank you, LeBron James.
If you look at LeBron's overall stats, games 3, 4, and 5, in total this guy had 81 points. On paper, that looks fine. If you dive deep into it, look at LeBron's points, 51 out of the 81 points came with the Heat, down by 15
so garbage time.
or more.
Oh!
Now, with LeBron garbage stats in the back of your mind,
Thanks, Uncut. Yeah. Not like I'm right in front of a screen or anything.
if you compare LeBron versus Kawhi matchup the final 3 games, Kawhi Leonard pretty easily outplayed LeBron James on both ends of the floor. If you value defense at all, this is not controversial. And look at Kawhi Leonard at this point in his career. He wasn't an All-NBA player, MVP candidate, even an All-Star. Kawhi right here is in his 3rd year, a 13 point per game player. But versus LeBron James,
68%?
like
53 from 3? Damn. Yeah, it's safe to say he did a lot more than just lock down LeBron. I mean, that's crazy. Your job is to lock him down, plus do all this. Yeah, he earned that MVP for sure.
Not was a top
Plus
10
minus
player,
plus 57.
per game player. But versus LeBron James, what he looked like more often than not was a top 10 player in the NBA.
Yeah.
As the final 3 games, they had 24 points per game on absurd shooting splits from the field, 3, and the line.
I mean, LeBron made J.J. Barea look really good in the 2011 finals, too.
Looking at Kawhi right there versus LeBron James, when he was a role player in the NBA, he outplayed this guy on the biggest stage. So looking at LeBron's Heat days, him versus role players in the finals, not once, but twice, got owned by a so-called role player.
Embarrassing!
If you want a litmus test of one's basketball IQ, read the 2014 finals and how LeBron played. As they just Google stats, look online, this LeBron in the series played well, had a fine series. As unlike 2011, the stats aren't super damning. But the more you dive into, the more you look at the film, LeBron in this series was at best average. Because of course defensively, was getting torched, and offensively, his stats came in garbage time.
Yep.
That right here for the series.
That's a crucial point right there. When he got the points, garbage time, or the first quarter.
2 major points. LeBron's raw numbers, extremely overrated, and his defense was downright horrendous.
There will be always called empty stats.
As looking at his opponents versus LeBron James, 1-on-1 defending him, they shot an absurd 57.1% of the field.
Ginobili on the drive.
That's how you finish at the rim.
11. Yeah, a former 20-point scorer in this league early in his career. He did it 3 times in his career.
Yep, target LeBron's guy. I saw it all the way, when we were right here. I already started looking. Where's LeBron? And Tony Parker's doing the same thing. Watch this play out. Tony Allen is so right about this.
20-point scorer in this league early in
Watch it play out.
his career. He did it 3 times in his career.
Gotcha, buddy.
There's Leonard left wide.
Got you.
Open looks from downtown. Leonard to Splitter. Green tries a 3. Oh, Danny Green. $5,000 for a flop. They thought that was a backcourt violation.
He just mentioned the $5,000 for a flop rule.
As Parker gets fouled. Duncan up
There you go,
top,
target
Leonard.
LeBron.
Leonard for 3.
Target
Puts it
LeBron.
in. Kawhi Leonard every year.
Well, it's starting to make more sense why Kawhi's shooting percentage was so damn good now, isn't it?
Did they win
Target
the championship
LeBron.
in the lockout year?
Yep.
Leonard floats
Target
to
the weakness
basket.
on defense.
Nearly stolen. Leonard gets it back.
There you
Leonard
go.
on the
Oh,
drive.
my God.
Mills, the drive. Patty Mills on the reverse. Their only points here in this third quarter. Mills, bang! Position on James. James looking to poke
Can't
it away.
guard
Duncan
Timmy.
turns and hits. Green, who's had an excellent series. Scoreless tonight. Parker just 2 points. Backdoor. Parker fouled from behind by James.
I mean, that was the same idea, though, right there.
And hits.
Little
Green,
give
who's
and go
had an
in the
excellent
post.
series.
Oh, he got you in the air. He got LeBron in the air.
Tonight, Parker just 2 points. Backdoor.
Yep, he had
Parker
you, man.
fouled from behind by James.
Yep, easy.
Parker
Target
puts it in.
the weakness.
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. We're all embarrassed.
For the 2014 NBA Finals narrative, LeBron James, didn't have enough help, did all he could. Look at the actual film, that's simply not true, and I can't say it enough. If this guy had a Jordan-esque series, like 93-98 when Jordan was three-peating, the Heat in this series more than likely win, at the very least, take it 7. But LeBron in key moments on offense and defense simply did not show up.
I mean, considering this is LeBron's prime, I still like to compare this more to a 93 finals. If LeBron did what Jordan did in 93, easy victory.
If you look at Michael Jordan's 2 three-peats, especially the last one, this guy offensively had no choice but to show up every single night. As looking at supporting cast in history, one of the worst all time in raw points per game. As was the Bulls 98, the lowest of all time, and 97, the second lowest in league history. Looking at those players right there, 98 Jordan, 97 Jordan, 99 Duncan, 06 Wade, 94
That's crazy because a lot of young people like to consider that second three-peat like a super team. But you put it like this, it's very interesting because he's actually getting less support than he did the first repeat. But on paper, the names look better. You know, Tony Kukoc, Dennis Rodman, Ron Harper. These names look good, but they're actually giving him less support. Crazy.
What do they have in common? Not just weak supporting cast, but all-time playoff runs in pursuit of that championship. If LeBron this series went 0-6 Wade, even 94 Hakeem Olajuwon, the Heat do in fact win this series. But like I say over and over again, LeBron this series simply did not do enough. Stats be damned. Now speaking of stats, look at Jordan's supporting cast in championships he won. 1997 versus the Jazz, who won 64 games. Scottie Pippen, 20 points per game. Kukoc, 8.0. Combined, 28 points per game on 41.7% shooting. Now factor in 1998, again combining the stats of Jordan's two highest scoring teammates. These guys combined were at 29.4 points per game on 43.6% shooting. Now why is that important? 29.4. If you look at Wade and Bosh in 2014, what's their combined points per game? 29.2 on 48.7% shooting. Looking at both these series, I wouldn't say Wade, Bosh, Kukoc, or even Pippen had an all-time series, an all-time moment.
Agreed. But that 48%, for almost 49% shooting percentage is showing me they probably should have been fed the ball a little more. As opposed to, what was it, 41% for Pippen and Kukoc?
They were fairly average. But looking at the superstar at the tip of the spear, Jordan versus LeBron James, that right there is the big-time difference. Michael Jordan, his series, rose to the occasion and was all-time clutch throughout the game. LeBron 2014 was anything but. And that right there is the crux of the issue why Jordan in the finals had 2 3-peats or 6-0, while LeBron at this point was 2-3 with 3 embarrassing losses.
And if you watch that game 6 in 98, Jordan took over in the fourth. And what we're seeing here is LeBron takes over in the first and then falls apart in the fourth. Which one would you pick? Who do you think who would you rather have on your team, leading your team? It should be a pretty simple answer.
It's that simple.
Yeah, what Jack said.
One more thing I do want to look at, comparing the Spurs versus the Heat offensively. These two teams couldn't be more polar opposite. The Spurs ball movement was crisp, they were operating as one, it was beautiful team basketball. The Heat's offense, the majority of times, it was stagnant, and a two-man game with 3 guys watching. What the Heat's offense devolved into was a LeBron James system. If you have a ton of talent, it can work, win you a championship, and you can dominate a finals. The majority of times, it simply does not work with one guy being so damn ball dominant. And look at these numbers right here. Overall touches, Wade versus LeBron James on a game-to-game basis. LeBron, 84.7 versus D. Wade, 56.3. That's the final 3 games when the Heat went 0-3. Now go one step further, look at LeBron James holding the basketball, drilling the air out of the basketball. This guy's average second per touch was 5.01, and dribbles per touch, 4.34. Now in no context, who knows what that means. But here's a comparison, looking at Luka Doncic the past 2 years. Luka, a so-called ball hog, the past 2 seasons in LA. Seconds per touch, 4.97. Dribbles per touch, 4.13.
Honestly, they both have the same issue. And that's why a lot of us said when they got paired up, like, this ain't going to work. Because they both do the same thing. You can't have 2 players on the same team doing this exact thing. You can't. There's only one ball to do this with. Imagine him in Philly. It's going to be interesting. LeBron better learn some post moves ASAP if Philly is going to work.
Enough said.
So that right there is in the video, and I'll say one last thing. Looking at Spurs vs. Heat round 2, the majority of LeBron fans, even the majority of NBA fans, this loss on LeBron's resume really doesn't count. Because of course looking at his stats, they look gaudy, impressive, like he did his job. But if you watch the film, you know it's simply not the case, and not the whole story.
I mean, regardless, it'll still count. We still say the all-time freaking Celtics beat, the Bulls in '86. Jordan lost to Bird. It is what it is. It doesn't matter if Jordan averaged like 48 points or whatever the heck ridiculous numbers he was pulling. He still lost. You know what I mean? And so even this, like, even if you would consider this a carry job by LeBron James, it don't matter. You're the leader. You're supposed to be able to lead your team to wins and a championship. That's your job. especially when you call yourself the greatest of all time.
Now, for LeBron's overall legacy, is 2014 the most damning series of all time? Obviously not. 2010, 2011, much worse.
That was
but
all
look at
time.
2014, when 100% counts in comparison to Jordan, is no doubt a black mark on LeBron's legacy. Because, of course, MJ three-peated twice and did it at the ripe old age of 35. LeBron in his prime could not get it done even once. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
I did, man. That was a great video, man. No wonder why so many of you guys were demanding that I react to this. I totally get it. Uncut, if you happen to watch this, man, great work. I appreciate you, man. I'll be seeing you. Guys, what do I even say about it? I mean, it's... Listen, in the real world, when talking basketball with like some friends and families, I have brought up the 2011 finals, and immediately the response is usually, "Oh man, you're still holding that against him?" Here's the deal: if that was an isolated situation where he only, fell apart on his and gave up and quit on his team once, then yeah, I would probably shut up about it. Imagine if LeBron James went, let's say, 5-1 in the finals. And that one finals was 2011 with that all-time collapse. Guys, I wouldn't be talking about it anymore. I really wouldn't. He would have shut me up. But the fact that this keeps happening, and instead of that scenario I fabricated, the reality is he won 4 and lost 6? Yeah, guys, I'm definitely going to talk about it. Because that was one point on the graph of many other points on the graph, and that's how we make a damn line. We see commonality and a thread being built here. So yeah, 100%. If it was isolated, I would not talk about it anymore, because that would be like Magic Johnson and the Tragic Magic scenario, where really. Like, most of us, we don't need to talk about that too much unless we're talking about that actual series. We'll be like, oh, yeah, that happened. Because guess what? He didn't choke ever before that, and he never choked again. Okay? That's why. He shut us up with his play so that we didn't hold that over his head. And he knew everybody would hold that over his head because, man, they were all over him with that Tragic Magic stuff right after the series. So he knew he had to step up and perform, or else that would always be his reputation. That's the difference between him and LeBron James, and why we still talk about this with LeBron James. Anyways, with that, I'm out of here, you guys. Please leave this video a like. Please leave it a hype if you could. It'll help out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. And if you do, I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, can't wait to get into the comments again and have a good old conversation with you as always. So leave your comments down below, and I'll be down there as I always am. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace out, and be water, my friends.